Hello there, dear viewer. You may have seen my types of videos do really well viewer-wise, and to be honest, I enjoy making them. I did individually do like people in school, etc., but I didn't do the groups of people, for example, friend groups or relationships yet. So here it is. First up, we have the popular male group, of course. Every school has these guys. These guys are always seen somewhere in school, and they exist both in middles and high school. There's usually like four or six of them. They probably do some sports, and all the girls like them or just want to be around them. They can be bad people and bullies a lot of the time, but not always. Their height is usually average, though most of the time they look okay. In this group, there's always the extremely tall guy, the athletic guy who does some sport, the guy who claims he's a gangster and that he can send a fucking entire gang on you whenever he wants. He can't. The smoker guy, etc. Though not always. Personally, I have never been in this group because I just don't get into friend groups, to be honest. I have a few close friends and that's sort of my friend group, but I hang out with whoever I want at any time because, I'm mostly accepted everywhere, though I don't really like the popular kids' friend group. I rate them a 3 out of 10. Next, let's talk about the popular female group. These girls are the most popular in school. They dress like hoes. Their boyfriends are the guys from the popular male group, and they seem to be involved in all of the school activities. They often have a big influence on school trends and social events. You'll usually find them hanging out together during lunch or in between classes, often in a group of 4 to 6 as well. Usually you can see them hanging out with the popular boys a lot, often during lunch and stuff, and even outside of school too. They too can be spotted in every school, like middle and high school. I rate them a 2 out of 10. I don't like them. Next, we have the sort of weirdly political and just weird male friend group. These guys are usually short and ugly and they're not popular at all. There's usually four of these guys. They're oftentimes fat and obese actually and have weird hobbies like, I don't know, politics, guns, etc. They are, however, content with not being popular, and that's completely fine to be honest. They never talk and hang out in silence, in places where no one goes. Though they probably have brain rot humor and have no social skills, probably social anxiety as well, which is also a reason they're not popular. They're usually the ones that get made fun of behind their backs the most. I rate these guys a 6 out of 10. They can be fun, like I'm saying from experience. Next, we have the gang type of group. These guys are male and are sort of like skinheads but not political. They all go to the gym or train some fighting sport, and their height is usually average, though their strength is huge. I wouldn't mess with these guys since they can probably beat you up. Most of the time they're jerks, but sometimes they can be actually nice people to be around. Really depends on what school you go to. They're sort of good with the popular male kids, and their popularity can range between really popular and somewhat popular, but it's really on the high end always. No one other than the people in their friend group really hang out with them, but everyone has respect for them, and I know they're not to be messed with. I'll rate these guys a 5 out of 10. Next, there's the loser friend group, male friend group, right? They're very similar to the weird male friend group, but these guys are wannabe popular kids. Even though they look like shit, are probably fat and spend their entire day in their house playing like Minecraft or something. They want to be popular, but are not doing anything close to actually achieving that. There's usually 3 to 5 of them, and no one really puts an eye on them since no one really cares about them. They're the outcasts in the back of the class, and most of the time they're quiet. Even though they want to be popular, they don't have the social skills to talk to anyone. I rate these guys a 3 out of 10. Then we have the extreme sports kids. There's usually 2 to 4 of them, and they all have like mountain bikes, which they do extreme sports with, like mountain biking. They're very outdoorish and are somewhat popular and are content with that. These guys are always outside on their mountain bikes, going mountain biking in the hills, etc. Also, they can be seen on the local skate park doing like jumps, which is why their tires are always popped. Personally, and I have and still am good with these type of kids, and I enjoy being with them. I like them. They're the opposite of pussies and are literally scared of nothing but God. They're usually okay looking and average height. I like these guys. I rate them a 8 out of 10. Then we have the unpopular girls. These are the unpopular girls, also known as the quiet girls. There's usually 2 to 4 of them, and they sit in the back of the class and have like weird hobbies, poetry or something. They can also be very good artists most of the time and have very good grades, though they're not popular at all. They're often looked as weird by other girls and boys. They can be also seen hanging out in places where no one goes to. They like being alone and are content with not being popular. I rate these a 4 out of 10. Then we have the guys who just keep everything to themselves. You wouldn't even know these guys have a friend group or are even friends. These guys are the quietest of the quiet. They hang out only at night, also at places when no one is around. Their hobbies are unknown, their voice is unknown, their grades are unknown. Nobody knows anything about these people. They're usually average height and looks can vary, but they're so mysterious and quiet that I worry every day that they're gonna start some sort of shooting. I rate these guys a 5 out of 10, maybe shooters, but maybe chill people who are just quiet and don't want to talk. Then we have the weirdly political guys. All these guys mutually bond over some extreme political ideology that can range from communism to the painter's ideology. There's usually only a few of these guys, and they're not popular, they don't really look good, and their height is average as well. Every conversation that they have must be turned into something political. Like, you're gonna be talking to them and they're just gonna know you see, they're just gonna say, you know, Stalin said that what he was on the toilet in April 1934. They usually have some goal or plan to achieve fucking world domination with their ideology, and their academic success can vary. I rate these guys a 5 out of 10 also. I was with them once, and honestly, they're fun people, and I just don't like their politics. Then there's the people who aren't in any friend group. They can act nice to everyone and work on themselves, which in return makes them able to hang out with whoever they really want. They're sort of popular, and most of these friend groups want them to be in them. These guys' height can vary, but they usually look good, probably because they train some sport, and they have hobbies which most of these friend groups have, for example, mountain biking, sports, etc., which makes them able to hang out with them. These guys' mental state is the best because of this, and they're really content with life. I like these guys, and I am getting closer to being like them. I rate them a 9 out of 10. And that's all. Thank you for watching until the end of this video, and if I missed something, please tell me and comment it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and the next video is probably gonna be something about your own personal health, as I really want to help my viewers with that. Thank you for watching, subscribe, like, and all that stuff. Goodbye. Also, I'm getting closer to my goal of 5K subscribers, so as a 4K subscriber special, where you have a long enough attention span to not click off during 4 seconds of darkness, here's the special. Now this is a sad song. Rat mi je vihor, nosio sve pred sobom I posljednju nadu da ću se vidjeti s tobom. No je stvarno srušila mi snove, potopile mi gorke suze noći ove. Ova je stvarno srušila mi snove, potekle mi gorke suze noći ove. Oh, I don't know anymore. Goodbye.